research cohort. I think you remember we work with IPA in delivering the training for both researchers and also the policy makers. We'll be continuing the collaboration with them through the research, competition, the award process, and also the mentorship that will follow after. So once again, thank you all for joining the session. And please feel free to ask all your questions. I know some of you have had the chance to take a look at the poll, and you are here with specific concerns. We will try and run through what we have to share with you, and we'll spend a lot more time discussing your questions and concerns so that we can all meet the deadline of submitting our proposals. And we are very hopeful that we can work together to really generate the evidence that is needed to support the various sectors that you'll be working with. So thank you, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much, Prof. We appreciate this. So moving forward, we are going to call on the Senior Manager for Operations, Mr. Otu. He's going to have a presentation with us. So while all this is going on, you can jot down your questions. After he's done with the presentation, you will be given the opportunity to ask your questions. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Richard.
Thank you so much, Priska, and thank you so much for the opening remark. Yeah, so as Prof indicated, the call is out, and this session is just to brief you on some few issues on eligibility and all that there is that you need to know about the research grant competition. Now that you're putting the proposals together. So the three primary goals that guide this session and talk about the research grant competition. First, we seek to foster the culture of evidence co-creation and demand-driven research and impact studies among key actors. So gone are the days where we had the evaluations done from the supply side, the researchers, the evaluators do the evaluations, and we try to find some use for the evaluations that have been done. Now we want a co-creation kind of culture where the policymaker, who is the primary intended user of the findings of the evaluation, has an active voice in how the studies are even conceptualized, how the designs are done, and how the evaluations are. This is just to foster utilization. So we are utilization focused. When the studies are done, they should find some use in policy decisions. We also seek to enhance the skills and capacity of African researchers to lead rigorous impact studies within the continent. Here, what we are saying is that, again, there were times that most of the evaluations that we were doing were donor-driven. So the donor will commission it, the donor will do the evaluation, and the donor will use it. Sometimes they don't even see the findings of the evaluations when they are completed. So we are shifting from that. We want to develop our own local capacity to be able to do the evaluations. Then again, post the impact evaluation training that we had in March, we want to use this as an opportunity to deepen our knowledge in the tools, the designs, and methodologies that were introduced to participants during the sessions. We've had this in the very focus from 2020, we've been doing this up until 2026. So anytime we do the training, we give opportunity for people to apply for this funding. So they can have some practical, hands-on practical experience from the classroom. So we give up to 15,000 USD for this studies to be done. Good. So in terms of eligibility, we require that the lead PI must have must be in an academic institution in Africa. The PI should have attended the 2026 impact evaluation training that we did, but not just limited to the 2026 training. If you were in the 2023-2020, that's the previous trainings that we did, you also qualify to lead a team or be a co-PI. And if you have gotten funding in the past, we want to give everyone the opportunity to be able to do this. So if you receive funding in the past, you could be in the team as a co-PI, but not to lead the team in the process. So the composition of the team, this is a tripartite arrangement that we have. So there must be the researcher, there must be the policymaker, there must be a mentor. And here, let me be quick to say that we are going to, we've put together some list of mentors. We're going to share them with you so that the mentors also involved right from the beginning of the proposal development all through the studies. In terms of the disbursement, we're going to have an institution. So we don't disburse to individuals. We don't give funding to individuals in their personal account. So we send the funds to the institutions. And we had mentioned that you must be in an academic or research institution. So we send the funding to the institution, the funds to the institution, then the institution does the disbursement of the funds. Now, people might have questions around institutional research board approval, the ethical clearance. And we are not rigid on having ethical clearance or IRB approved before you start the process of application. You are going to work with human subjects. We expect that if there are some effects that are going to occur, I mean, with your subject that you're going to work with, you must start the process of attaining the ethical clearance. So we might come back to you before the decisions are made to ask for evidence of ethical clearance. If you've started a process, we will need evidence, but you don't need to have it completed before you apply for the funds. In terms of the thematic areas we are looking at, and they are not limited to these ones that we have. So agriculture and food security, health and nutrition, education, youth employment and skills development. We're looking at gender and social protection, energy and green transition, local government and environment. Then some novel methods in the advent of AI. If you have some projects that you want to do with AI, geospatial monitoring, machine learning and all, I mean, these are areas we could, but most importantly, there must be buy-in from the policymaker, or there must be some interest from the primary intended user of the findings of your study. So once we get that clear, we know that there is buy-in, then we could proceed with processing your application. I've mentioned that we give between 10,000 to 15,000 USD. Now, when it comes to overhead, some of you, your institution might have their own policy when it comes to overhead, but you will have to have some engagement with them. The amounts we are giving is not so much, so we don't expect that everything should go into your overhead. So maximum 9% should go from your direct cost. Nothing more than that. If you have issues, challenges, and you want us to support, let us know. We can come in to have that engagement with your institutions. The mentors we are expecting you work with are going to be provided with stipend. So when you are developing your proposals, do not make provision for mentors in terms of their salaries or their allowances. Once a mentor is assigned, ACDI is going to give stipends to the mentor, so you don't need to account for them in your budget. Good. Okay, in terms of the proposal itself, we expect 3 key sessions. So you should have a cover sheet, and we've sent the template to you. Just go by the template. So you see that there is a cover sheet where you have to fill in with the team details, the title of the proposal, the institution that is hosting the funds, and the grant period. Then you have the proposal itself. We don't expect that you do more than 5 pages with a proposal. So keep it quite simple and straightforward. Don't do a lot of writing. The budgets I had mentioned, the template for the budget has also been shared with you. Please bear in mind, overhead don't go beyond 9%. Then the proposal should have 8 sessions. You should come out clear with what problem the study intends to cure, and come up with some scientific contribution to the body of knowledge of evaluation. Let us know how your study contributes to the body of knowledge. Then the description of the treatment. So if the intervention has already been given, you must describe how the treatment was done. So who got the intervention, who didn't get, who you are going to use as your control, and all that. So you must have a good description of this. So the treatment group, the control group, you have to describe them quite well in your proposal. Then you have to indicate who the target population are, the evaluation designs that you are using. If you are using an experimental design or quasi-experimental, any of those designs, you have to describe that appropriately. Then policy translation. Here we look at how the findings are going to get into the policymaker, and how the policymaker intends using the findings for the policy decision. So that's what we mean by the policy translation. Some of you might be working with other institutions, research institutions, other partners that you want to deal with. Let us know who the partners are in your proposals. Then if you have other funding sources that are going to complement the study, also let us know in your proposal. Then with the selection processes itself. So we received the proposals, and here we're looking at by June 11:59 GMT, all the proposals should have come to us. We are going to close the system at exactly 11:59. We won't go beyond that. We get a proposal. The first thing we do is to blind them. So blinding means that we are going to anonymize all the proposals. So the name, the institution, the proposals are coming from, everything is blinded. Then once we are done with the blinding, we go into the screening for eligibility. So all those eligibility criteria that I mentioned, we're going to look at all that to be sure that the proposals fit for our purpose. Before now we send the proposals to peer reviewers. Here we're also going to try to avoid sending the proposals to anyone who qualifies to be a mentor, or the mentors that we have given out, so that it doesn't bias the judgments of the reviewers. So we would get a reviewers to review, and they are going to score and rank all the proposals. When they are done, they will send the proposals back to us with their ranks. Then we will make the funding decision. So the scoring criteria, they are going to look at the potential knowledge transference. If you are working with policymakers or other junior researchers, how you are going to transfer the knowledge, and all other people who are part of the research or the evaluation process, how you're going to transfer knowledge. Then we're also going to look at the methodology and the viability of the study, how rigorous the study is, how the treatment was done, how the intervention was administered, and the design you are proposing to use to assess the impact impact of those interventions. So that is it for the methodology and the viability of the proposals. Then we're going to look at the significance and innovation, novel questions. Some interventions are very complex. It's very difficult to even to identify who you use as a control and all. And here we expect that you are very innovative with whatever approach that you want to use based on what you find. Then I've mentioned policy translation, how it's going to move from the findings, get into the use, how you're going to disseminate the findings of your study and make it more user-friendly for the policy or the decision maker to use the findings for their decision. Good. So in terms of key timelines, the training and the matchmaking has already been done. The proposal development, you are still doing it. We sent the call. Most of you have started putting the proposals together. By June 12, we're going to close the submissions. Then between June, July, the review and the selection process will be ongoing. By July, somewhere mid-July, getting to the ending of July, we should have completed the process and announced the winners to you. The period of performance is going to be between July 2026 and June 2020. So by June 2027, all the studies would have completed. Then we'll give you a date. We're expecting somewhere July, August 2027, where we convene together to do the dissemination of all the findings of the studies that we have funded. So these are the key issues we want you to know. And I know that you are going to have questions, so I'll pause over here. Then once the questions come and we will address all the questions. So thank you very much. Priska, get back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Otu, for the presentation. Before the question and answer session, if the representative for IPA is here, would like you to share a little information on how your funding process is like. So if Madam Joyce is here, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. And I'm happy to hear. Good afternoon, everyone. So we will walk you through some of the research priorities that we have, but for purposes of those who are engaging with IPA for the first time, IPA is a research and policy organization that uses worldwide to solve the world poverty problems. So we are more into research and using it to inform policy decision making, and collaborating with ACDI, we want to share a few research priorities that we have. So I will call my colleague Kahad to just walk us through that aspect. Thank you. Kahad, are you on the call?
Yes, Joyce, I was trying to unmute.
Thank you.
Do I have sharing rights? Otherwise, I can just speak to the slides that I have.
Okay, so yes, Kat, you can speak to it. We want to give them ample time for them to ask their questions, so you can just speak to.
Yeah, so basically, at our end, there are opportunities, and as you would be aware, it opens up at different times. And so for want of time, I'll just highlight some of the rigorous research ideas that we are currently aligning with, and that will sit in with policy relevance and understudied topics. So this includes what is termed as displaced livelihoods initiatives, which supports some rigorous impact evaluations or pilots, exploratory studies, be it infrastructure and public goods projects. And it seeks to inform policies and programs on sustainable livelihoods for displaced populations and host communities. The other one is around citizenship security research initiative, which supports rigorous impact evaluations around and it also supports foundational and contextual research. We could provide further details, and you can find it on our website, which we could share in the chat. There's some around consumer protection that seeks to develop new consumer protection solutions in digital services. And the fourth one would include human trafficking research initiative. It aims to expand the pipeline of high quality research on human trafficking by supporting partnerships. There's intimate partner violence, where we seek to expand some high quality IPV research to identify how we can substantially reduce IPV. There's Peace and Recovery Initiative that supports rigorous impact evaluations around supports work around peace, I will say, and safety and against crime. The last two, I'll just highlight quickly research methods. We have some initiative that supports that, which tries to support systematic studies into how to improve the methods and measurement of key outcomes in global poverty research. And then we have the Soft Skills Research Fund that aims to support research in lower and middle income countries that examine the relationship between soft skills and employment, prioritizing projects that respond to existing evidence gaps. So by way of very quick highlights, this is something you could find on our website. And if we need further details, I'm sure ACDI and us can coordinate to provide you more details. I will pause it here, hoping I haven't taken too much time.
Thank you so much, Kahat. So I hand over back to ACDI. Otherwise, if there are questions, we are also happy to take them.
Okay, thank you very much, Joyce and Kahat, for the presentation. So as we said earlier, we are going to give you some opportunity to ask your questions. So if you have any question, kindly put your hand up. You'll be allowed the opportunity to speak. Otherwise, you can also drop your questions in the chat and they'll be asked on your behalf. Thank you.
Okay, Priska, there is a hand up. Desmond has his hand up.
Okay, so I think Desmond's hand is up. You can unmute and ask your question. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, ACDI, for putting out this opportunity, and also for the presentation. My question is that can one person apply or submit more than one proposal by working with different policymakers from different sectors? So if I'm doing something on gender, can I also write another proposal on health, agri, finance? Like, I'm the same PI, but writing different proposals with different, including different policymakers from different sectors. So that is my first question. My second question is that in terms of the team composition, do you have a maximum and minimum? So if I'm going to work with people, with other researchers who were beneficiaries of the impact evaluation workshop, how should the team composition be together with the policymakers? Is there any limit to the number? Over. Thank you.
Thank you, Desmond. I think Ms. Otto would like to take this.
Okay, thank you so much, Desmond, for the question. So your first question, can one person submit more than one proposal? Yes, one person can submit. In fact, your submission is not automatic that you submit and you get funded. It's going to be a number of proposals you're going to receive. But when you talk about one person, I suppose you mean one team. And
yes, please.
yeah, one team. Yeah. So in the past, what we have even seen is that it's the same team, but for one proposal, someone is the lead PI. For the next one, another person is leading in that order. So you could have the same team winning two awards, but the PIs, the lead PIs are different. So it's possible you can do that. In as much as we want to give opportunity for people to have the practical experience, we also expect that the proposals come with a certain level of quality that we should be able to use for policy decision. So that is possible. For the team composition, the minimum, maximum, if a team is too big, it affects the way they work. So our experience has been that between 2 and 4 for the researchers, then you can have the policymaker joining and the mentor joining. The team shouldn't go beyond 4. If it's 4, then it's too big or too large a team, and the coordination, how you work together, it's you are unable to do that. One person team is also not acceptable. We expect that you should be able to work together to be able to do the work. So that is it for your question, Desmond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Doris, your hand is up. You can unmute and ask your question.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know whether my question has already been addressed. It's about the mentors. Are we the ones contacting them? Because I remember some weeks ago on our platform, that was the issue that came up about the mentor. Are you the ones contacting them to say you are a mentor, or how is it? How is it? I don't know whether it has already been addressed on this platform. Thank you. Over.
Okay, so Doris, I had mentioned that ACDI is going to put together a list of mentors, and we're going to share them with you. In the training, we indicated that all 3 facilitators, agreed in principle to help with the mentorship. What we are doing, we don't force the teams, to work together, or we don't impose anyone. So if we provide a list of the mentors, it is your duty to contact the mentors and strike some discussions with them and make sure that they are able to. It's like getting a supervisor for your PhD thesis. So you identify the possible supervisors, you write to them, and if you have challenges, if you have difficulties, you can come back to us and we can help. But we won't impose the mentors on any team because we expect that the relationship builds organic. It's an organic relationship that you form with the policymakers, with the mentors, and all the people that you work with. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
Okay, thank you. This one, I see your hand is up again. You can
Yes.
ask your question.
Yes. My question is on the overheads. I think I need some clarity. I know Mr. Otu spoke about it, but I wasn't clear on something. So, for instance, my institution, University of Health and Life Sciences, our policy on overhead is 15%. But I don't know how, I've forgotten the percentage terms of the overhead. So if that is lower than what our institution policy is on overheads, how can we resolve that? Because it might have implication on how we are going to work with the budget and all, and looking at our activities and all that. So how, if the institutions overhead is higher than what the whole projects or the funders, have, how do we resolve that issue? I need a bit of explanation on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you once again, Desmond. So earlier had indicated that if there are challenges, if there's a conflict between the institution's policy on overheads and what we are proposing, you could write to us and we can come in to facilitate that process. We also receive the funds from a donor, and the donor gives some rules and requirement, what is supposed to be done. Now, the whole idea, we are not giving, what we are giving is not too big funds for everything to get into overhead. So we are carefully saying that don't send a good chunk of the money you have to the institution as overhead. And in the past, we have experienced some of these issues. They came back to us. We got in touch with the institutions and we were able to resolve it. It shouldn't be a challenge. We should be able to come in to support why the 9% is the maximum we can do. We are giving the funds, so that's the maximum we can do. And if there are challenges, the institutions, we can work with them to agree on this. Yeah, we've had that in the past, but we were able to go past it, maintaining the 9% maximum that we have.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Theophilus has his hand up. You can unmute and ask your question.
Thank you very much. In our group, we decided to have a preliminary meeting with the policy group. But we had to end the meeting because there was a misunderstanding. And it was like the energy ministry did not know they are working with the ACDI. So I think one of our group members channeled this to the ACDI team, but as it stands now, the Energy Ministry is still waiting for a letter from ACDI to clarify that. I don't know whether that has been done already. Because as it stands now, we have not been able to hold another meeting, even to select a policy maker from their group to form part of our team. So we want you to help us on that. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. So your issue has come to our attention. Earlier, we are doing this with the National Development Planning Commission. So NDPC was fronting that engagement with the ministries. So they wrote to the ministries indicating the collaboration they're having with ACDI to do this. So the expectation was that once they had indicated that they are working with ACDI, our people will be acknowledged. When the researchers are ready to engage, they would engage without issues. But the issue came to our attention. It's not a difficult thing. We have the letter ready. So maybe by close of day or maybe early tomorrow morning, we can share that letter with your team to forward it to in fact, the Ministry of Energy rep, Alasan, reached out to me this morning. He sent me a message on this. So we have the letter ready. You should have it by by close of day. Latest tomorrow morning, you should have the letter. Theophilus, does it help?
Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a question.
Yes, so we should wait for the letter from you so that we can.
POA speaking. Okay. Okay, so there's a question here that says, what are the key criteria used to select successful proposals? And the next question says that what is the minimum number of researchers in a team? I think you talked about the max, but you didn't talk about minimum. So this person is asking the minimum number of researchers per team.
Okay, so I had indicated, I mentioned the minimum. So the minimum is two researchers, but mind you, the team will not just be the researchers. There will be policymakers. There will be the mentor. I mean, everyone together forms the team. A minimum of 2 researchers, maximum of 4. Then the criteria for selecting successful proposals, I have mentioned those criteria. So we are looking at the potential knowledge transfer. We are looking at the rigor with your design or the methodology you are choosing for the study, the significance of the study and how innovative it is. We are looking at possible policy translation, how you intend moving your findings from just document that you've put together into actual policy decisions. So you should be able to tell us how you do that. There may be other things we may be considering, but these are the key elements that we are looking at. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. There is also a question in the chat. There are a couple of them. This person says, for early stage Liberia projects, would ACDI prefer a full impact evaluation proposal or an exploratory grants proposal of up to $5,000? And there's a second question, which says, so he says that we are exploring a Liberia-based proposal around agriculture, smallholder productivity, food security, and cost effectiveness of public investment. Since the Ministry of Agriculture would be the main sector partner, but the Ministry of Finance would be important for budgets, value for money, and scaling decisions, can one proposal formally include both ministries as government partners? And also, is it acceptable for one ACDI trained researcher to participate in more than one proposal? I think this has been answered. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the last question has been answered. But
Yeah.
the early stage intervention. Now I have been quite silent on the exploratory, the 5,001. We would fund some exploratory study, but let me say that our focus is more on the 15,000 study I mentioned. We would give it more priority than the exploratory. The exploratory would not serve the full purpose of this. You might not be able to do the actual hands-on work that you have to do that will take you through the whole process of impact evaluation. And that is what we are looking at, having the researchers or the evaluators being able. It doesn't mean that if there is an exploratory study and it's good, we wouldn't fund it. We would. But mind you, what we have now, you should be able to complete a process and look for opportunity to even scale up the study that you are doing. So I'll recommend the pilot, the 15,000 funding that we are given as against the exploratory that Jackson mentioned. Could you have two ministries serving as policymakers? Yes, it's possible. So the Ministry of Agric and the other ministry could. What we want to have is there should be buy-in. There should be primary intended user. There should be someone that indicates that I have need for these questions, that I need an evaluation to be able to help answer the questions that I have. So it could be two ministries, but one would be the primary policymaker. The other would be a supporting or a secondary one that you'll be dealing with. Yeah, so that is possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please, if you have any more questions, you can put your hand up. We have about 5 minutes for questions.
Yes, and let me also say that IPA did a presentation. So IPA has some specific areas that they will be able to fund, and they had mentioned a number of them. When we receive the proposal, we're also going to work with them. After anonymizing everything, it goes through the review and all. We are also going to get IPA to look at the proposal that have come and indicate which ones they're able to fund. There are other funding sources that you could also draw. In the past, we've had a case where proposals were sent to us for some funding constraint we had. They were good proposals. We were unable to take everything. They took it forward to other institutions, and they got some good funding also to do that. So if we are unable to fund within what we are given and what IPA is given, we may also refer your proposals to other funders who also take a critical look at the proposals. And if they are interested, they can come back to support. So please, the difficult part is the writing, putting the proposals together is tough, we know, but try as much as possible, get your proposal. We'll do everything we can to make sure that we are able to, we go to the limits that we can to ensure that you have something. Thank you.
Okay, someone is asking if the proposal formats will be resent on the platform.
Okay, if you had missed it, we can resend. It came with a call. So you'll see that there are links in the call that take you to the template for the narrative proposal and the financial proposal. The cover page and everything is there. But in case you missed it, we can also share on the various platforms that the researchers are. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mahama Samo, your hand is up. You can unmute and ask your question.
Just a quick one about the number of researchers. You've already indicated the maximum and the minimum. I want to find out whether the PI, the Africa lead researcher, the PI among the group, counts as one of the researchers.
Yes, yes. So the PI, the lead PI, the co-PI should, so for the minimum of 2, there should be a lead PI and a co-PI. For the maximum, the lead PI still counts among the 4. So you have 1 lead PI and 3 co-PIs.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are given the best case scenario. There are cases where we have received team composition of 6, 7, 5, and all. It doesn't mean that we would completely set your proposal aside. No, but we know that if the team is large, they don't work well. I mean, you have a few people doing the work all the time and the others are not really engaged. So that is what we recommend. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. There's a question. Cephas is asking, in the budget templates, there are two sections, one for mentors and one for the researcher. Which one should we complete?
Okay, so first, so like I indicated, the mentors are going to be taken care of. So the section for the mentors, please do not touch it. Just go straight to where the researchers are and put your budget items there and do your costing over there.
Okay, thank you. Abubakar is asking, are applicants expected to submit a formal endorsement letter from their ministry partner when applying for the grant?
That would be excellent. That would be excellent. So that shows extra commitment from the policymaker. We know from the matchmaking, those who were there and those who were able to form some match and all that. But if you get an endorsement letter from the policymaker, that gives you an extra edge. It shows that there is commitment for policy translation, which is a key criteria we are looking at. So, but if you are unable to get the letter, it also shouldn't prevent you from submitting your proposals. Yeah. Just let us know who the policymakers that are involved. No. Then let me also say that we had indicated from the matchmaking that those who are outside Ghana, if you have a policymaker who has expressed interest in a particular area that you want to work with, please do not limit yourself to only studies in Ghana. If you have something outside Ghana that you want to work on, please go ahead and put a proposal together. All you need to let us know is who is the policymaker involved, the commitment of the policymaker, and no, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any more questions? Okay. Silence means consent. I guess we are all okay. But going forward, I believe if you have more questions, you can always reach out and have your questions answered. So thank you very much, Mr. Otu. Thank you very much to the rest of the team for joining this session. We really appreciate your time and your effort. This brings us to the end of the session. We intended to do an hour, and thankfully we have. So before we go off, would like to call Prof to give us a few words before we go. Thank you. Over to you, Prof.
Okay. Thank you, Priska. All right. So I just wanted to highlight on a few things. Richard, I think, has spoken to them. The first is actually just to encourage all of us to do our best with this collaboration. I want to say that, in the past, we've had researchers who have done a very good job, and it had opened doors for even bigger opportunities. I'm just coming from the Ministry of Finance, where we've had a very high-level conversation with them on, having a stronger collaboration where they can leverage on our pool of researchers to support them in evaluating a lot of the government programs. It's really looks very promising, and they are determined to really work with academia to generate evidence to support prioritization of government policies. So I really want to say that we want to build a cohort of really well-grounded researchers who can support local policy decisions. So please, let's put in our best, especially in the proposal writing, so that you'll be able to get the needed support to do this work, which I'm sure will open doors for bigger opportunities. So please, the focus should not just be on the money, getting the money, but I think let's use the money to do the work so that when we present the findings, our policymakers will be excited about it. And that is how we strengthen our relationship with them. The other aspect is about the mentors. The mentors, I mean, if you also come across somebody, especially depending on your topic, we'll provide you with a pool you can pick from and engage with them, but we're also open to, if there are experts in specific fields, we'll have to vet that as well. But we are open to having others come on board to mentor your team if we find a need for that based on their specialization. So if you have people like that you want to recommend as mentors for your team, please let us know. In the past, some of them have brought on board their own, for example, their PhD students and all of that to be part of the team. They must not necessarily become like co-PIs. I'm talking about the researchers that your mentors may bring if they are academics and they have PhD students who are working in the same space. They can support their supervisor, who is your mentor, but they shouldn't take over the work. This is very important. The work is yours, and we are building your capacity. So no one else should take over your work. And the mentors have a limit. They are not doing the work for you. They are providing you with the guidance, and especially in the methodology and the entire process. So that's something I want you to take note of. I'm very optimistic, especially with this cohort. And what I saw with the training, I believe that it's going to be very promising. So thank you once again. And I really want to wish all of you the very best. And I'm also very happy we have IPA on board, and we'll have more conversations to see how we support you along the journey. Thank you and all the best. Priska, over.
Thank you very much, Prof. Isaac Newton says in the comment section that the Ministry of Communication in Ghana has an evaluable project. Please get in touch and let's discuss. Okay, so we'll get in touch with you, Isaac Newton. Thank you. Mr. Otu, please, do you have any final words for the team?
Oh, I think Prof has said it all, except to recognize the director for MAE NDPC, Mr. Yawatiase, who also joined. Thank you so much, Director, for joining, and thank you to all the people that are on. IPA, thank you so much for making time to be with us. Thank you.
I think Ms. Atias, you can say a word before we leave. Yeah, we are very important partners.
I was just hiding here. I'm also a participant.
No, your people would like to hear your voice properly.
You want to pay me back what I did to you this morning.
You see.
All right, colleagues. I think that broadly all has been said, and from our end, we have been partnering with ACDI. Particularly on this agenda of research and also use of evidence. So all that Richard has said, and then Prof also came in earlier, I fully align with it. And we hope that collaboratively we will all work together to get these papers developed and also get the decisions and the findings that come out of these researches into policy to develop our country, Ghana. So that's all I want to say, and I wish the team probably very well. Amen.
Thank you very much, Derek.
Amen. Okay, and maybe finally from my end, please, the policymakers, of course, we didn't make provision in terms of the funding, but please, you need to factor them into, if you are doing a field work and you have to go with them, which is something we expect, then please, you need to factor their cost also in your field work, because we want to use this project to also help build capacity of our ministry research and M&E team. So when you have to collect data, we expect that there should be at least 1 or 2 people from the ministry who will go with you. And their costs in terms of logistics, we should find a way to accommodate that in our budget. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. So, Priska.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Thank you, Mr. Otu. And once again, thank you everybody for making time to join this session. I believe it's been very informative, and hopefully all your questions have been answered. We are hoping that going forward, you put in your very best in your proposal development, and hopefully you'll win the grants to be able to carry out your research. Thank you very much. We wish you the very best, and hoping to see you on the flip side. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.